You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Live. Wow, we got some more details to this horrific situation involving now ex-wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, Henry Ruggs III. Ruggs, of course, played his college ball for the Alabama Crimson Tide. He got drunk, way too drunk the other night, and smashed into the back of a Toyota RAV4. Some horrific details came out yesterday. We've got more details that are just god-awful. Again, thoughts and prayers with the family of the lost woman. Of course, we found out her dog died in the crash as well. And Ruggs, I said yesterday, a couple of people didn't like it. I don't feel a lot of sympathy for Ruggs here. I detest drunk driving, especially when you're talking about an athlete that has the wherewithal, the means to get a ride home, okay, with no problem. The teams will send somebody to pick you up. That has been a thing for 30 years now in the NFL. But he didn't do it. He irresponsibly got behind the wheel of a car. And, God, you were drunk doing 156 miles an hour. Yeah, you're just not going to get a lot of sympathy from me on that. If I was the woman's family, I would want Ruggs to get the maximum sentence that this carries, which is 20 years. That doesn't seem like enough to me. Cops say Raiders' Henry Ruggs screamed at them after deadly drunken crash. Yeah, we're finding out now he was combative with cops. It just keeps looking worse and worse. Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III was incoherent combative after the high-speed DUI crash that killed a young woman, trying to pull out his IVs at the hospital and screaming at cops, according to the police report. Yeah, so he got into it with hospital staff and was not cooperating with the police on top of everything else. "Get me the F out of here," Ruggs yelled, while being treated at the University Medical Center, according to a report by Las Vegas TV station KLAS. Prosecutors revealed in Wednesday's court that Ruggs had a blood alcohol level of 0.161, twice the legal limit, was traveling 156 miles per hour in a Corvette Stingray when he slammed into the rear of a Toyota RAV4 after partying at a swank golf venue. "I cannot recall a speed that high in my career on the bench," Justice of the Peace Joe Bonaventure, who set the bail at $150,000, even though prosecutors asked for $1 million. The RAV4 was hurled 570 feet down Rainbow Boulevard. Tina Tinter, 23, and her dog Maxie were killed despite efforts of Good Samaritans to free them. Quote, "I thought for sure we were going to be able to do something. The fire was so small at the time," Tony Rodriguez told KTNV. Quote, "It just grew so fast, really fast. There was one person with a fire extinguisher, a county worker. That didn't work. It wasn't enough time. It was just so fast." And said Tinter was not killed instantly. Good grief. She was actually still alive. You could hear her breathing. She had her seatbelt on and was trying to cut it away, trying to grab them by their shoulders and pin them out, but that wasn't working. Pull them out, excuse me. Rodriguez said they were pinned. The seatbelt was on, the airbags were in the way, and the door was jammed. Ruggs and his girlfriend, Kahara Kilgo Washington, were taken to a hospital where the athlete refused a blood alcohol test. A judge had to sign a warrant for it. A responding officer said Ruggs' speech was slurred and he was uncooperative. So you killed somebody and you wouldn't cooperate with the police. This guy's a scumbag. As medical staff advised Ruggs to stop removing medical equipment, he began to yell, "Get me the F out of here." Ruggs continued to yell from his bed and refused to listen to the hospital staff and yelled they were not doing anything for him. Okay, so you're still worried about yourself. Selfish. The player, who was released by the Raiders after he was charged with 2 felonies for fatal crash, said only that he was on his way home when he hit Tinter's car. As I spoke with Ruggs, I asked if he would open his eyes, the officer wrote. At the time, Ruggs refused to answer any question nor cooperate by opening his eyes. They were at a Top Golf, which has 5 bars at the MGM Grand, and they had been drinking. Ruggs' lawyers have asked the public to, quote, reserve judgment until all facts are gathered. Tinter was a Serbian immigrant who was about to get her U.S. citizenship and planned to study computer programming. Quote, I love you very much. I wish I got to say goodbye. I'll see you in the next life. As I guess somebody from her family had written, man, this is a tragic situation, a very tragic situation. You know, and I said I do feel for the Raiders. Derek Carr made some comments saying that he would be there for Ruggs as best that he could. He said he would have been there for him the other night if he would have called him. He would have helped him out. And this just keeps looking worse and worse and worse on Ruggs. As the details come out, how far the car flew and rolled over. 570 feet. That's crazy. That's a long-ass way, folks. A long way. And, of course, the lady's dog died. I mean, it's awful. Now we find out he was combative with the police after he had just taken a life doing something so irresponsible. The judge saying that he had never had any speed come before his bench that he had served that was that high, 156 miles an hour. If that tells you anything, he'd never seen a speed that high. That's crazy. A lot of people are saying because of the circumstances, how bad it looks, how fast he was going, all this sort of thing is really going to lean itself towards him getting the maximum, which is 20 years. Now, we don't know. We don't know if he'll even be convicted. I don't know how he couldn't be, but it's DUI felony resulting in death plus felony reckless driving is his charges. And it's a 2 to 20-year sentence for that, for the felony DUI resulting in death. Tell me what you think, Black and White Live fans. This just keeps looking worse. More and more details come out. I'm sure this is not the last of it. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.